Hey, it's Brandon, and here's 5 tips to clean your upholstery like a pro. Let's get started. So tip number 1 is to check the clean code on the item that you're cleaning's tag. Now, you might be thinking, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never heard of that before. It's pretty common. Most pieces of furniture, if they have a tag, will have something called a clean code. Now, the clean code is usually a letter. If it's a W, that means it can be cleaned with water. If it's an S, that means it has to be dry cleaned with a solvent. If it's an S and a W, that means choose your own adventure. You can clean it with water or a solvent-based cleaner. Now, some pieces, this can be rare, will have an X. An X means do not try to clean this on your own. Consult a professional or the manufacturer to get the best guidance moving forward. But my piece doesn't have a tag. What do I do? That's a great question. There's 2 things I like to suggest. Now, number 1 is you can just do a quick Google search of the manufacturer's name and how to clean, and that will usually help you to find the proper care instructions, or you can even call the retailer where you bought the piece and ask them. They usually have it on file. Suggestion number 2 would be to test an inconspicuous area on the piece of furniture with a water-based or solvent-based cleaner. Spray a little on a backside or underside of a cushion that you won't ever see, and notice how the cleaner reacts and how it dries. If it dries up and looks great, you should be good to go. If you start to see some browning or water marking, or maybe even a little shrinking, I would proceed with caution. So tip number 2 is to thoroughly vacuum the piece before you start cleaning. There's a lot of dirt and dust that accumulates in your upholstery, so you want to remove as much as you can via dry vacuuming before you get it wet with any sort of cleaner. That way it just cleans up that much better. So tip number 3 is choose the right cleaner. Now, because we have the clean code, this helps us a ton on what to pick moving forward. So if it's a water-based piece, I suggest 1 cup of rubbing alcohol, 1 cup of water, and a few drops of Dawn dish soap. This is a great DIY mix. It does a good job of cleaning up the piece, but it's not going to cause any damage. For solvent-based cleaning, I have a product linked in the description below, along with a video of exactly how to use it. So tip number 4 is to clean and extract. And I need to warn you, this is the fun part, and usually it's very satisfying. So where I like to start is to spray the cleaner on and then scrub it in with a soft bristle brush or a towel. Then I come through with a spotter machine or a carpet cleaning machine with an upholstery attachment and water only in the machine. And then I thoroughly flush, working in sections, the entire piece. Now, this is going to do a great job to not only remove the residue of the cleaner, but also that embedded dirt and grime that is stuck to the fibers of the piece. What you'll be left with is a nice, clean piece of furniture. But what if I don't have an extractor and I still want to get my furniture nice and clean? That's a great question. So what I like to suggest is to take a spray bottle, fill it up with some warm water only, and then mist the spot and wipe with a dry, preferably microfiber towel. What this is going to do is pull that dirt and soil up into the towel, extracting it from the surface. I'll be honest though, it won't do quite as good of a job as a spot cleaner that can completely flush it out, but it's going to be much better than where you started. So tip number 5 is to get it dry as quickly as possible. Now, depending on the time of year when you do this cleaning, you might be able to open the windows or even use a box fan, a ceiling fan, or even a little snail fan. The key here is to get airflow over the surface of the piece so the moisture can evaporate and dry quickly. Now, the other thing I like to suggest is if you just cleaned your sofa and it has a lot of dual-sided cushions or even some pillows, I like to stack those up. That way each surface can get airflow, drying nice and quick.